No change, I can change, I can change, I can change. I have recently been asked a lot, why do I have such a sudden content change on my channel? I went from reviewing a lot of TV shows, and movies and just news about movies and whatnot, like why the sudden change in content and whatnot. And there's two reasons why, like two huge reasons. Number one, um, these type of videos fucking took a long time to make. Like they take so long to make. Um, like I would spend like so long. Like sometimes I would spend like 30 minutes just to try to find one clip, like the one clip that I reference in the fucking script that I type and whatnot. And it doesn't sound like that much, but whenever you spend, 30 minutes trying to find a clip that you can only play for like 5 seconds before it gets your videos copyrighted, it starts to, it starts to add up and it makes your fucking videos take a long time. And I'm a one man production, so I don't have an editor, I don't have a writer. I mean, clearly I fucking don't. But these videos have clearly done far better than, any of fucking these videos. But and the second reason why the sudden change in fucking content is because of shit like this. You know what I mean? I already said it in another video, which I don't even know what video I said it in, but I'm not making a video about fucking Snow White because on the low end I could probably get the video done in like a day or two, and that's usually how long it takes me, like a day, like a full day, like for like I'm talking like 16 hours full day. um like a like just it's just it takes a long time to make them. And I'm not gonna make a video about, I'm not gonna like put that much work into a video about fucking Snow White. I'm not gonna do that for the Minecraft movie that's coming up. Like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do one for Borderlands. Like it just takes a long time. It takes a long time. And like some like eventually I'm planning on making a full video for Daredevil Born Again. 100% I will make a full video. I will give that shit the fucking respect it deserves. But that's the thing too, is that those videos that I put, hours and hours of labor in, I give the property the respect, even if I didn't think they were good. But this fucking property right here, it doesn't deserve the fucking overtime of fucking of labor, because it's just it's awful. You know what I mean? It's fucking awful. And there's really two things that I want to talk about, and you could probably guess. And that one of them is obviously Rachel Zegler, and the other one is fucking Gal Gadot. And this is I never really talk about actors' performances because I'm not a fucking actor. You know what I mean? Like I'm not an actor. I very clearly don't, like, if you weren't able to put it together by now, I'm not exactly a Hollywood fucking A-lister. Um but man, like Gal Gadot in this movie is gosh, I have so much spit in my mouth. But Gal Gadot in this movie, she's awful. You know what I mean? Like she's awful. You know what I mean? And I again, like I just never want to make my videos where I'm just fucking downplaying an actor's performance, because there's a lot of things that come into play. You know what I mean? Like first off, like the type of like narrative that it follows. You know what I mean? Like there's scripts that you can save and there's scripts that you can't. And this is a script that you really can't save. You know what I mean? And then there's also the director side, because sometimes directors like would, like if you ever hear about Jessica Alba. She once said on the Fantastic Four movie, the second one, where she was dying, like her character was dying, and she was crying, and she in the movie, if you go and watch it, where her character's dying, um, she's crying, but it's not like very like it doesn't give a very emotional feel to it because the director was telling her, like um you gotta look pretty when you cry. You know what I mean? It's shit like that where that really just makes me not make this a centerpiece in any of my videos because there's just too much behind the scenes footage, or there's too much behind the scenes shit that's going on that I clearly just don't know about. So I'm just not, I never really try to make that a point in any of my past videos. But for this instance, I I'm throwing all that shit out of the way because I can't watch this movie just and understand why the studio would even bother, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't even classify this fucking movie in any of my playlists that I made about fucking movies before because I have playlists about worst movies ever made or quick review or why it sucks and whatnot. Um, and I can't classify Snow White in a why it sucks or a, worst movies ever made because I would probably have to make a new playlist and call it Why Even Bother? You know what I mean? Because really as I watched this movie, I just kept asking myself um one never-ending question, and that was why would the studio even bother? You know what I mean? Because I can't watch this movie and just not help myself and just asking the question like why, like genuinely why even bother? Because with Gal Gadot, like she is just truly awful in this role. Like I can't sing. I'll tell you right now, like I can't sing. Like I could sing well like in the choir, but that's because there's other people that are singing well around me and I'm just in there. But if I sang by myself, you would definitely come to the conclusion that man, this man cannot sing. And in this fucking movie, Gal Gadot, like she can't sing, she can't act, and she can't even she can't even give off like a well like a well rehearsed line. Like it like as you watch the movie, you just get the impression that everything in this movie was done on one take. Like they just shot it once, and whether it felt right or whatnot, they just moved on. That's exactly like I've said that a lot in other movie about other movies that I reviewed, but in this movie it really fucking feels like everything is just done on one take and they just keep going. That's it. And like it just really just as I look back on Gal Gadot's career, it's really hard for me to ever think of a single time where Gal Gadot has ever done well in a role, you know what I mean? Because there's other actors that just don't have that much of a range, but in acting, but they can still kill a role when they are giving a typecast. You know what I mean? Like Ryan Reynolds, like he is a typecast. I don't say that in a rude way, but I'll explain. Like he is a typecast. He is 100% a typecast. And if you don't agree, then you're just delusional. But he is a typecast. But in Deadpool, he killed that role. You know what I mean? Like and like the typecast. Like I understand the typecast for actors like Ryan Reynolds or fucking Dwayne the Rock Jones or like Jason Statham, like those are typecast actors, but they can still kill a role, and I can still look back on their careers or their other roles and think, okay, well, that role is very similar to many roles that they've had in their future projects, and but I can still find some projects in those actors' careers where I have seen them kill a role, like I just said with Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool. Um, but as I look back in Gal Gadot's career, I and Rachel Zegler, I can't really see any times where they have been giving a role and they killed it. You know what I mean? Because the only other thing I've seen Rachel in was the second Shazam movie, and that's it. And I didn't even finish that movie. Like I just gave up. Like the second I saw Gal Gadot show up, I just stopped watching the movie, which I imagine is what most people did when they watched that movie. But it's just very hard for me to just look back on either of these two actors and think of a time when they've killed a role or they've done well. And that's really just why, that's just one of the many reasons why I'm not gonna make a video on this, like it, because it's just so much work, and for what, you know what I mean? Just so I could just play the clip that I'm referencing and just it, no, like I'm not gonna do that. But I can't say that enough. I mean, this is kind of the farthest that I'm gonna go with making a fucking video on this, because it's again, like I'm not making a video on this. It sucks. It's awful. And Rachel Zegler just, I didn't watch many of her fucking um whatever the hell interviews. Um but in in a bunch of her interviews, like here they quote that Zegler had dragged her personal politics into film's promotional campaign, adding her actions clearly hurt the film's box office, which that is a fucking understatement. That is like that is the biggest understatement I've ever seen in my life. But and they're not wrong. I mean, all she did was just completely bash the original Snow White, which the original Snow White I haven't seen in a long time. Like I really just yeah, I haven't seen it in so long, but the original Snow White was like it was amazing. Like it's a fucking timeless classic. So bashing a timeless classic that is regarded by pretty much every soul on planet Earth as a timeless classic, just it really just doesn't help me understand what the fucking aim of the aim of the of saying that was. You know what I mean? That would be like if I was fucking casted as Batman, which is obviously never gonna happen. But if I was, say hypothetically I was casted as Batman, and in any interview I give, I just keep bashing about like the Nolan trilogies or like the Matt Reeves movie, like it just doesn't help promoting obviously your new fucking film. And like here, like genuinely, like why would you even bother with this fucking film? Because it's a fucking, to say it's a mess is just an understatement. It's a fucking it's like a disservice to the original film. It doesn't do anything new. I mean, if you consider bashing the original fucking film and just being extremely disrespectful to everybody as new, then I guess the movie got a fucking A+ on that. But my gosh, this movie is a mess. The fucking PR, the promotion, like the promotion team around this was in shambles. Like it was, it's it's all over the place. And that's kind of just been the norm for Disney nowadays, because it's just, my gosh, that's just all I'm seeing now is just these insanely highly expensive movies that just go nowhere seemingly. They do nothing new. And it really makes you ask the question, like, what the hell did they spend $200 million on? Because when you watch this movie, there's nothing in here that looks $200 million worth of fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Um, but again, I'm not making a video on this. And when you see, like, again, like, for anyone that was watching those other videos and then just saw like a video about Johnny Somali just out of nowhere, this is why. This is why. Because I'm not shit. I'm not making a video about this. I can't say it enough. But yeah, that's about it.